So we're going to take this old coffee table and give it a makeover today. So what we're going to do now is we're going to take the legs off of the table here. So this is just an Allen key. Just got to take all these off. So the top has these decorative brackets that we're going to reuse onto the new one. So we're just going to take those off now. So that's what the bracket looks like. The birch plywood that we're going to use as the top. So basically we're going to use the old top as the template. See right there. So now all we're going to do, we're going to trace it. Oh, and I got to talk about this mechanical pencil. Amazing, always stays sharp, comes with a little holder. Right, replacement leads, basically just like a pen, but it's a retractable pencil. Really nice, really straight, smooth lines. Okay, so let's trace this out. Let's see what we got. Perfect. Okay, so what we'll do now is we'll get our jigsaw. We're just going to cut it out, and then we'll add some edge banding. Okay, so let's start with the jigsaw. So this is where I realized I needed to change the blade on my jigsaw. New blade, goes a lot smoother, easier to cut. There we go. So now I'm going to take my electric sander and clean up the surface and clean up the edges. And we'll be ready for stain. And I'm using 60 grit sandpaper for the edges. And then I'm going to finish it off with a 240. Next thing we have is edge banding. I got about 8 feet here. We're not going to use it all, but we have 8 feet of it. We also have a iron. So letting that heat up, and we're going to go ahead and apply the edging. So now we have to cut out the excess banding. So I have this manual edge trimmer that I purchased on Amazon for like $15. Take a look at this. Pretty straightforward. It does come with some extra blades. And it is spring loaded. So the whole idea is you just put it on and you clamp down and then you just... So the trick is with this trimmer is not to squeeze too hard. And there we go. Just going to sand down the edges a little bit. And we're good to go. So now we're just going to condition the top. Okay, it's been about 10 minutes, so we're going to go ahead and wipe off the excess pre-stain conditioner and then apply the special walnut. Okay, we're just going to let that dry and then we'll go ahead with the second coat. So what we're going to do now is we're going to apply a second coat. I want it a little bit darker, so we're going to do a second coat with the special walnut, and let's darken that up. So I forgot to mention that when you're applying the Minwax, you need to make sure that the temperature is in between 15 to 30 degrees Celsius, just to make sure it dries. Okay, now we've got the edges done. We're going to let it sit for a good 15 minutes. We'll wipe off the excess. So that's what we're going to do next. Okay, so what we're going to do now, we've got two coats on. We're going to go ahead and use a diamond wood finish from Varathane just to help protect it. So we're going to do a couple coats of this. So this clear coat goes on milky, but it dries crystal clear. Okay, so we'll let that dry, and then you do a sand in between the next coat. And I like to do 3 coats. And with this product, you definitely don't want to shake it. You just want to stir it because you don't want to get any air bubbles in it, and then that transfers over to your project. So make sure you stir it, not shake it. So now that the top is dry, what we're going to do is we're going to put the legs back on. So I got the legs here. So what we're going to do is we're going to put these brackets back on. So the stain matches the picture ledge, the fireplace mantle. Nice finish.